Hey, Wall fans and Facebook friends, social media world. So, if you followed Go Tell It to the Wall previously, especially last week, notice we did a little Facebook Live during the podcast. The engagement was awesome. It was fantastic. But as I went back and kind of reviewed things, I realized it kind of takes away a little bit from the audio of the podcast. So, we're still going to mess around a little bit, probably do some other things. And I promise you, we are going to continue doing these live broadcasts because, frankly, I enjoy having the feedback. I like having a little bit of an audience. But in respect to those that really just listen to the podcast, we can't do it all the time. So what we're going to do, every week I'm going to jump on here and give you a little teaser. We are coming live from the Go Tell It to the Wall studio right now, getting ready for the show. We're going to be going, I'm going to start recording here in probably like 20 minutes or so. But the important thing is, what I'm going to do is tease this every week, give you a little bit of an idea of kind of what we're going to talk about that week, and then probably halfway through the episode itself, we're going to go live on Facebook so that you can just have a little bit of a look into the studio and see stuff as it's going on. And then what I'll do is, toward the end of the show, we'll keep it going, and then I can kind of take some questions, get a little feedback, whatever else that might be, just so we can keep the interaction going, because frankly, I like it. And everyone else liked it. We got a lot more followers last week based on the live broadcast, as well as the content, I would like to think, because it's just fantastic content. But out of respect, especially because we now have a listener in Kenya, apparently, which I just found out today as I was looking through the geography. Mostly U.S. We have some in Europe, but Kenya kind of stuck out to me. So this week, we're going to talk, we got a lot of stuff this week. I'll be honest, there's no sports ball this week. Hi, Darshan. You missed the beginning. There's no sports ball this week, so that should excite a lot of you. And there's the usual content in all of the different segments that we have, but I'll be honest, this week it's a lot of common sense. A lot of common sense. No sports ball. Tech is really light this week, but we do have a lot of common sense. And for those of you that like to watch specifically for the Burning Man, I know there's big echoes because I don't have the microphone. This is the teaser video. For those of you that really like the Burning Man segment, I'm not going live this week, Darshan. You missed the beginning. Well, we're kind of going live this week. But for those of you that really enjoy the Burning Man segment, this week is one of my particular favorite stories. I've actually been sitting on it. This is a story from 2016. I've been sitting on it ever since I started the Burning Man segment because it is my absolute favorite. In fact, my Aunt Terry is listening right now. You will want to hear this story, Aunt Terry, just because it's going to pertain slightly to you as well, Burning Man. So, like I said at the top of this little live tease, got a lot of stuff this week. The Burning Man segment's going to be off the hook. Lots of common sense. Lots of common sense this week. A little bit of movies and stuff. Some music. That's because Gimme Motion is touring right now. That album came out, and if you haven't listened to it yet, you need to get on that. And of course, Father's Day is coming up. So what we're going to do moving forward, a little bit of a teaser every week before we head into the studio to officially record. And then we'll start up the Facebook Live probably like halfway through. So if you're watching this and you want to do a little bit of live engagement, probably around 7:30, 7:40 Pacific Standard Time is when we'll be doing that. And a little less interaction just out of respect for the people that only listen to the podcast. Because if you went back and listened to it, it might be a little wonky because we were engaging with so many of the fans on the Facebook Live. So stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff going on. And what we're going to do as far as live and interaction, we're probably going to do this once or twice a month. These are weekly podcasts, so there's 4, possibly 4.5 to 5 a month, depending on how the month is going. And we're going to try to do 1 to 2 of those each month with interaction, just so we can get some awesome audience feedback, because it was fantastic and we got a lot of feedback last week when we did episode 20. So stay tuned. Thank you all for subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe via iTunes or Google Play or any of your favorite podcast apps, and that's Go Tell It to the Wall podcast. Also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Go Tell It to the Wall, on Twitter @TellTheWallPod, and I think that's it. We don't have an Instagram because what am I going to do with an Instagram? We don't even use a Twitter enough. Really, just get on Facebook or follow some Twitter. Our number one fan, Darshan, likes to do a lot of tweeting, so you're pretty much going to be involved with her tweeting as well. So stay tuned. We're going live going to the podcast in about 15 minutes, but we're going to go live on here in probably about a half hour. So stay tuned, everyone. Looking forward to it. Episode 21 coming up tonight. Lots of awesome stuff. And for those of you that have been listening since the beginning, we have the return of the Creepy Clowns. That's right. Stay tuned.